A new security report released this morning indicates a significant improvement in border security. A leading Islamabad-based think tank states that Pakistan has witnessed a 17% decline in cross-border militant attacks following the strict closure and regulation of the Afghan border over the last quarter. The report attributes this drop to the hard border policy, which has effectively disrupted logistical supply lines for insurgent groups operating from Afghan soil. Across the eastern border, the Indian Ministry of Defence has approved a massive $8.8 billion capital acquisition proposal. This new funding is specifically earmarked for the Army, Navy, and Air Force to procure next-generation hardware, including additional indigenous Tejas jets and advanced artillery systems. Analysts view this emergency allocation as a direct response to the accelerated military modernization of neighboring rivals. In a major diplomatic development, the Russian Foreign Ministry has confirmed receipt of Pakistan's formal membership action plan for joining the BRICS Plus alliance. Moscow, which currently holds the BRICS chairmanship, stated that the technical review of Pakistan's roadmap is underway. This confirmation moves Islamabad one step closer to joining the powerful economic bloc, a key foreign policy objective for 2026. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has made a revealing statement regarding South Asian stability. Speaking in Beijing, Wang Yi claimed that China successfully mediated behind the scenes to de-escalate recent tensions between Pakistan and India. While he did not offer specifics on the incident, the claim suggests Beijing is taking a more assertive role in crisis management between the two nuclear-armed neighbors to ensure regional stability for its economic projects. From Gwadar to Washington, this is Pak Geo Defense Update, Pakistan's voice in the world of defense and geopolitics. Please subscribe. We move to a developing crisis in Tehran. Reports suggest that Iran's deepening economic crisis is now posing a genuine threat to regime stability. With inflation hitting record highs and the currency in freefall, political discontent has spilled onto the streets in several major cities. Intelligence assessments indicate that unlike previous protests, this wave is being driven by the core working class, the traditional base of the government. The regime is facing a dual pressure, crippling international sanctions and internal mismanagement. Observers warn that if the economic bleed is not staunched, 2026 could see significant political upheaval in Iran, which would have profound security implications for the entire Middle East, including cross-border trade and energy flows. Tensions at the Torkham border have flared up again, with humanitarian consequences. Afghan border forces have halted a United Nations aid convoy attempting to cross into Afghanistan. The convoy, carrying essential medical supplies and food for winter relief, was stopped due to a sudden dispute over documentation and transit visas for UN drivers. Humanitarian agencies have condemned the blockage, calling it a violation of international protocols. Sources on the ground suggest this is a retaliatory move by Kabul in response to Pakistan's tighter border controls. The standoff has left tons of perishable aid stranded in the Khyber Pass, waiting for a diplomatic breakthrough to clear the bottleneck. In his first major address of 2026, Chief of Defense Forces, CDF, Munir has laid out an uncompromising vision for the year ahead. Speaking to garrison officers, General Munir vowed the total elimination of extremist networks, stating that the state will no longer tolerate grey zones or safe havens. He declared 2026 as the year of consolidation, signaling a shift from holding territory to actively dismantling the financial and ideological infrastructure of terror groups. The general emphasized that this phase of operations will be intelligence-led and precise, warning that anyone facilitating these networks, digitally or physically, will be treated as an enemy combatant. In accordance with a decades-old protocol, India and Pakistan have exchanged lists of their nuclear installations and facilities today, January 1st. This annual ritual, maintained even during periods of war, prohibits either side from attacking the listed facilities. The exchange took place simultaneously through diplomatic channels in New Delhi and Islamabad. While largely procedural, defense analysts note that the list's continuity serves as a critical confidence-building measure, CBM, preventing accidental targeting of nuclear sites during crises. It remains one of the few surviving diplomatic links between the two estranged neighbors, ensuring a baseline of strategic stability. In the Gulf, defense ties between New Delhi and Abu Dhabi are tightening. The Desert Cyclone joint military exercise between India and the UAE has concluded in Abu Dhabi. The two-week drill focused on desert warfare, urban counterterrorism, and drone interoperability. This exercise underscores India's growing strategic footprint in the Middle East. For the UAE, partnering with the Indian military offers a way to diversify its security alliances beyond the West. The successful conclusion of these drills suggests we will see more frequent and complex war games between the two nations, impacting the balance of power in the Arabian Sea. Following the privatization of the national carrier, the new ownership consortium of Pakistan International Airlines, PIA, has unveiled its turnaround strategy. The roadmap focuses heavily on the Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC, region. The owners plan to drastically increase flight frequencies to Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar to capture the lucrative expat workforce market. Furthermore, they have announced a dynamic pricing model aimed at lowering airfares to compete with budget carriers. This aggressive expansion strategy relies on leasing new, fuel-efficient aircraft to cut operational costs. If successful, this could finally pull the airline out of its historic debt, though critics question whether the aggressive fare cuts are sustainable in the long run. As the global race for the stars intensifies, Pakistan is entering a high-stakes theater of national security, space sovereignty. It is a quiet but fierce battle for rights, resources, and recognition in the ultimate high ground. At the heart of this struggle is the realization that orbital slots are a finite resource. Pakistan's recent space policy has paved the way for a more assertive stance on space rights, moving beyond mere satellite ownership toward true technological self-reliance. By securing its presence in the geostationary arc and launching advanced platforms like the PakSat MM-1, Islamabad is not just protecting its communication infrastructure, it is establishing a legal and tactical footprint in the stars. This mission is no longer just about scientific progress, it is a critical defense of national sovereignty in an era where the digital sky is as vital as the land or sea. From orbital data security to satellite frequency rights, the fight for the stars is a fight for the future. As Pakistan looks upward, one thing is certain, the final frontier is now a national priority. That's enough for today. Share your thoughts in comments section, and please answer today's question.